Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another DC review, and in this DC review I'll be covering Justice League versus Godzilla as well as Kong, and the next one that I'll be covering after that will be Superman issue 9. So we've got issue 3 of the Justice League 1 versus Godzilla and Kong, and issue 9 of Superman. I'll now get things prepared for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So, the first one I'll be reviewing will be this one, the Justice League versus Godzilla and Kong. So, moving into the area of the cover, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? Sure enough it does, to which I give an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move into the internal art as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what's happening story-wise with the characters. So as we move into the beginning, we have one of the monsters that have invaded Central City, and in comes Barry Allen, the Flash, who is, well, going out of his way to, I guess, try to tell the villains to go back into their cells, but they won't have any air of it because this thing is bigger and maybe even more terrifying than what they are. As we start to jump towards the middle of the story, we end up catching up with some members of the Legion of Doom. Whilst this is occurring, we also have Donna Troy along with Wonder Woman turning up on the scene. On top of that, we also have Green Lantern in a bit of a scene as well. And last but not least, we have Kara, Supergirl, getting into a little bit of monkey business. So for the internal art in this issue, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. First things first, do we get anything in relation to the story time-wise? No, we don't. Next is the area of locations, to which we have the Central City, we have the prison there, we also have Metropolis make an appearance, Skull Island, Gotham, and last but not least, a desert which I could not work out its name. Its name reminded me of the name of a dog, which is like a chihuahua, so like a Chihuahuan desert. So last but not least, the cast of characters. We have, of course, the members that make up the Justice League. We had Flash, Supergirl, Green Lantern, Godzilla, Kong, Atom Smasher, of course Shazam, Billy Batson, Hawkgirl, the Legion of Doom, Wonder Woman, Donna Troy, Green Arrow, Kong, of course some members of the Bat family, along with Cyborg, Black Canary, and last but not least the character of Lex Luthor. For the overall story rating for this, I give an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Superman issue 9. So, as we jump into Superman issue 9, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that is happening inside of the story? I must admit, it certainly does, to which I give the cover an 8 out of 10. So the next area to move into is, of course, the internal art and also what's happening story-wise with the characters, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So as we move into the beginning of this particular issue, we notice that Superman has been injured after his fight with the Chained, and now Lois Lane is wondering when he's going to get up. I do like one of the scenes that we do get in this beginning bit, and we get sort of like a bit of a look in regards to their wedding day, by the looks of things, and also some of the things that they have celebrated, including the birth of John Kent. But take note that this is the Bendis timeline and not the Dan Jurgens and Peter J. Tomasi timeline, to which we had the original John Samuel Kent. As we jump towards the middle of the story, we have Superman turning up on the scene, to which we have Marilyn Moonlight wanting to take a hit at, I think it's Dr. Farmer, or Dr. Farm, as they have a bit of a weird contraption of sorts with the way that they are set up. And last but not least, let's move towards the end. And as we start to move towards the end of the story, we get a bit of a flashback scene. We don't know when this flashback scene is taking place. It would have been nice to see Joshua Williamson point out what year that this flashback was taking place. But we also get the introduction of a couple of characters, Nighthawk and Cinnamon. I wonder if we'll get to see a little bit more of them. And also we get to see what looks to be maybe Dr. Farm's background in relation to their story. So for the internal art, I give it an 8 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the story rating. So first things first, did this story give us any indication of comic references? Sure enough it did, to which it gave us Action Comics 1050. Next is the area of time. Was not addressed, though it should be addressed. Next is the locations that took place in the story. We had Metropolis, we had Strikers Island, and also Supercorp, former LexCorp. The cast of characters consisting of Lois Lane, Clark Kent, Superman, Lex Luthor, Dr. Farm, Mr. Kraft, The Chained, of course, but we did not see them. We saw Lena Luthor, we saw Jimmy Olsen, Marilyn Moon Knight, Nighthawk, and last but not least, Cinnamon. For the overall story rating in this, it's nice to give a bit of a higher rating for one of these issues, to which it gets an 8 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.